Happy Easter. All right. Thanks for the support. Hope you're having a good day. Happy Sunday. Happy Easter. We're going to get into some things today. First of all, thank you for the support. It's really incredible that I get to continue this work due to your support. So thank you. Jay, thank you. Happy Resurrection Day indeed. I'm talking about resurgence, resurrection, recycle, re-time loop. Frank and Gina, excellent to have you here. Uh, Great work you're doing. Um, Thanks for the support. Jamie, happy Easter. And to you, Benjamin, happy Easter. And thank you for the support. God bless you all in here. Um, it's an interesting thing running this church, right? I don't want to get lost in dogma and I want to be very practical. Uh, and so that's a little bit of rewiring to do based on what's going on. Jason, God bless you. And thanks for your support too. And great to have you here. But really, thank you for the donations, George, George, Jamie. Thank you. Pamela. Oh my God. Thank you. Pauletta. Thank you. Poe family. Thank you. Really. And Jay, I said Jay, thank you. I really mean it. To be able to focus on the truth and make it practical week after week is creatively tiring, but it's and exhausting in many ways. But it's also, given me the ability to focus on that, you know, spiritual truth technology and move it forward. So I really want to thank you for that. Jason, glad to be here, John, and and the same to you and everyone else here. Great. Thank you. All right. Easter, huh? So what's going on? It's like Easter rebirth. Oh, spring is here, in a 4 years, 4 season time loop that we're trapped in each year. We are trapped in a time loop each year. Yes. It keeps on going. 4 parts to it. So, isn't that a foreshadowing of events? Don't you see it every single year and accept, oh, well, that's just the seasons. That's just the 4 seasons and what we do here. The cross doesn't have any. Oh, wait, that's 4 too. Huh. Uh, yeah, can't you see all the signs and symbols just all weave together one thing? They all say one thing, one thing. Uh, so to see where you are in the time loop, it's like, oh, I don't know. We pulled into the national park and I'm here. I don't know where anything is. And then you go, oh, shoot, there's a big map over there. Let's go see. And there's the thing. You are here. And it shows all the rest of the stuff. Like, oh, okay. So, know where you are in a time and where you are in the situation allows you to see on the map, oh, here I am. Oh, okay. And that's what's going on. All right. Gets you oriented. You got a map now, a guide and a map, right? And then you could make your way forward until you know what's going on and where you are. It is like, I don't know. How would you know what to do? So, 8 years left. So, think of it this way. Yeah. On a practical standpoint, um, there's like 8 years left, a little more than. We're really a year 9 right now. You know what I was saying? So, if you saw that uh, protesting thing that happened across USA, I mean, a planned protest thing, that's them, right? It was 50-51, like 50 protests at 50 places in one day. So all the signs and symbols say one thing: 50, 50, 1. Okay, so that's 5 plus 5 plus 1, that's 11. 50, 51, that's 5 digits. So 5 times 11, 55. So we're in year 55 right now. We're near 55. You see what I'm saying? So we're year 9, yes, but you know what I would say? There's 8.5 years left. And so when you say, oh, 8 years left, then it's like less than 8. So I'm just saying they all know what I'm saying. They all know and live by it, you see? Because it's never going to change. Nothing's going to change. They have the information. So roughly, with 8.5 years left and Trump recently getting in, you know, 4 years of the last 8 years, roughly 4 years of the last 9 years, or 8.5 years, something like that, right? Half of the time left is Trump. So now a 64-year time limit, yeah. So have they mined everything and extracted all the oil reserves everywhere and all that stuff in 64 years? No. What? Have they gotten all the gold? What? There are all these. Well, there was a gold rush in California. Now there's no gold. No, there was no gold rush. You see what I'm saying? That's why they have like reality TV show and show like people digging up gold and all kind of other rocks and stuff because it hasn't been dug up before. Not much at all. Did you see that? In the Sahara Desert, Burkina Faso, right, have recently kicked France out. They had a military coup, and they're running some great PR. They got their own videos they pump out. They're up on YouTube, so they're paying to be up on YouTube and everything. Like this is us. It's like, oh, okay, we're a military coup and we're doing fine. And they're they are there. We kick France out, and we have Russia come over and found 50 billion gallons of oil in the Sahara Desert, basically. And that wasn't even their wealth. You know what I'm saying? It's all gold. they, oh, we didn't even know we were so busy, we didn't even have enough money to dig all the gold out. But it turns out we got more oil than gold. It's like what? you how much gold is there in each in with Saudi Arabia? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't. How much is there of everything everywhere? The point is, like Trump says, well, we're bringing jobs back home. Let's cut down all the trees. You see, he made rules about uh, now the Pacific Islanders, like Hawaii and Samoas and stuff. They had rules where you couldn't fish within 200 miles, like their uh, own zone that they have. You know what I mean? They were keeping it as protected, like wildlife preserve, and weren't even fishing it. Now, well, there's 8 years left, so fish everything, cut down the trees, dig everything up, poke a hole in, get the oil, get the water. Let's build some houses. Well, there's only 8 years left. Let's go. So you see, I'm just trying to. I'm not knocking a particular political anything. I'm saying what's happening because hey, there's only 8 years left, and three and last like 3.5 at least, according to the Revelations, is supposed to be bad. You know what I'm saying? So now they're greedy, right? They rented a slave system with us as the slaves and the bank, the whole banking thing and birth certificate and the income we trust. We're their slaves. But they're so greedy. They're treating us as their slaves, so they're greedy. That's the thing. Like, well, we want. What do you want so much here? It's not that great. Beachfront property, we get a hurricane. What? Like, I don't. What's so great that you need so much and us to pay you rent and pay for land and all? Pay for everything. Like, What's so great here that you have such a great need for money that you want something that's so valuable? I don't even know what that would be. So it's really greed because they have enough money for everything. They already own everything. They have everything. Like, yeah, but we want more. And we're going to dig up and, you know, have more cash, man. It's like, okay. So it's a greed driven thing. It's like off the charts. If you're willing to have humans as slaves, you're like, you're pretty deep into the greed. So, uh, and it's not a pretend thing. Like this place just snaps all new again, new trees, new fish, new everything. The gold is all put back in the ground, and so is the oil, and the air is clean. Where's Fort Knox? Right? Exactly. I met a guy at Occupy one time when it was at 2010, and he had been a guard at Fort Knox, and he worked there for like 50 years or something like that. And he said there never has been any gold in Fort Knox. He's been in every. He's like, I worked there like 50 years. I've been everywhere in the place. He's like, there's no gold in there. Anyway, who knows whether that were true or not? But the point is, like they could go dig up all the gold and everything they want. And that's what they're going to do now in America and everywhere. They're going to start drill, baby, drill. It's like, yeah, let's go get all the everything. Because you drive across America, there's barbed wire everywhere. They own everything. Like, we're just holding on to it for the mineral rights. We're going to dig everything up. That's just what they're going to do now. Right. So. Like, happy Easter, right? This is, hey, we're in the cycle of springtime, rebirth. They accept rebirth is going to happen in 8.5 years. Oh, it's going to be reborn. So why wouldn't you use the things up? I mean, there's so much here, they can't even use it up that fast, but they're going to have a good, you know, whack at it. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna go at it for a minute and just get more. Yeah, I already ordered me a bigger yacht. What? My next thing's gonna be 60,000 feet. Oh, talk about a yacht. What are they even thinking about? It don't make no sense to me. But the greed drives it, and we're in a short amount of time, and they're going to go use it up. You can see them just going nuts over it now. It's like, and it's funny. The story is, oh hey, China kind of did that. They come in late in the time loop. There's no China till at least at the earliest 99. That's the earliest they popped in. Never before that. Everything was made in Taiwan before that. So China didn't even exist. So they're just like, they know. And it's coming to like dig everything up, kill everything, eat everything, burn everything. You know what I mean? Build up every city, sell everything. They just have a shorter time loop attitude. Is they're here like half the time at the most. At the most. So you see the mentality of, oh, just use it up. It's like, this place to them is just like a napkin. Oh, I'll throw it down, whatever. A napkin, fresh stuff over here, trash over there. I mean, it's such a short time here. They do, 5,000-year-old culture, whatever. What? Is this how you behave? No, no. None of the cultures are real or whatever. There's just this amount of time. They control the resources. They know, hey, the script is fake. So they're like, well, the resources are fake here. So let's dig them up. Let's get them going. Hey, Americans, get a shovel. Start digging them up. Let's get some oil up out of here. Let's get some steel. Let's get some coal. Let's dig. Let's drill. Get it out of the ground already. We don't have that much time left. Come on. Y'all can get rich too fine. We're so rich now. We're gonna get so rich by your digging. You could actually, we might let you have some. Not much, but some. You can have some. There's hardly any time left. Go ahead and dig up some. And so, we're all wealthy again. It's like, yeah, well, didn't we did it by digging up our backyards or your backyard. It's not our backyard. You know, they're all your yards, the banks, they own everything. They just been, kind of kicking back for a while. But it's like DC too. I grew up, has spent my summers on the Chesapeake Bay. And when I was a child, I would go out crabbing or fishing or whatever like that, and stay at my grandparents' house and go out and do that every day. And Chesapeake Bay, swim, go fishing, go crabbing. And there were so many fish and so many crabs and such an unbelievable, multitude of everything, like brand new. It was like, look at everything thriving. It's like, look at everything in here. And now Chesapeake Bay is pretty much a dead wasteland, not completely, but by comparison to when I was a child, it is. You used to be able to go out for a day in your boat and go fishing and bring a trash can with you and fill it up, just like, and have two hooks, like two fish, whoop, two fish, whoop, two fish, whoop. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous, ridiculous. That was the way at the beginning of the time loop around DC, Chesapeake Bay, largest estuary on Earth, and so it was the most prolific too. Had the most fish and seafood and everything, and now it's not like that. So it's not like China's bad, like DC, same way, and so they're going to use up the resources. That's the God put them here. Okay, we have resources now. We're getting near the end, so go ahead and use them up. It's just going to be their behavior, and you can see it playing out. So I'm getting you wise to the situation. Easter, rebirth, the cycle. They know where they are in the cycle. We're about to hit the eighth part, right? Last 8 years of, an 8-part cycle of 8 years each. So we're gonna hit the last 8 years. They're gonna go for it. You see, there's like, dig in. That's just gonna be their behavior. If you thought they were reprehensible before, it's like, oh, we're gonna get infinitely reprehensible now. Watch. We need diggers. Uh, Arise, Rose. Yeah, nice. Rose is the symbol of the risen, so he rose. That's beautiful. Smart lady. Chesapeake Bay's Poseidon Fork. It was like that. It was the most. I read this thing in National Geographic about when I was a child. I remember sitting there reading it, the Chesapeake Bay, about the Chesapeake Bay being 50 or 100 times more prolific than any other body of water anywhere, and it was. And I was a child sitting there reading about it and fishing in it and crabbing in it every day of the summer and be like, "What in the world is going on here?" And it has so much like grass and stuff growing in the uh you know in the bottom and stuff, and all that's gone. It's all gone. Like the grass strip, and it's just such a diverse uh amount of life and so on, and it's just all that's gone. So, but that's this place, that God set up, and the nature of the people that are here, and it's a lot of people, and they need to eat something and stuff, and there is rebirth here, but it's only meant to last for 64 years, and then don't worry, we're going to start it again. And so if everyone knows that, pretty much everyone, uh, certainly, point being, everyone in control knows. You see to say it. Who cares if the vast masses? They're gonna be one. Here's your paycheck and go dig a hole in the ground. You know what I mean? With heavy equipment and start, move that. We need the gold out of here. Whatever it is. They don't need to know. The ones in control need to know, and they know countries are fake, have a big fight with, China, USA, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, whatever. Just, this is how we're going to be digging everything out of the ground as fast as possible. Okay, okay. You owe us this, so you owe us that. Okay, no problem. Dig. Just saying. That's what's going on. Atlantic, excuse me, Bermuda Triangle. It's in the water. Yeah, we're in the water. Uh, so I'm just trying to point out, Easter's about rebirth. We're about to hit the last sort of, part of this cycle, which is going to be uh, kind of think of it like this, right? We're in harvest season. We're about to hit harvest season or the real harvest right before winter. You know what I'm saying? If you think of it as a yearly cycle, they're going for the big harvest, knowing that winter is coming. You see what I'm saying? It'll be a tough winter, then it'll be like, clip, that's sad. See? So that's, if you think like that cycle, then you know where you are and they know where they are. And then you can understand their activities and their whatever their political stage, machinations are, which are all fake. You could see the general theme is, hey, dig up everything and let's get real green going here. Come on, it's harvest time. Let's go. So Florida is one of the lowest plays in the universe, right? Isn't that true? Uh, it's got the highest and the lowest plays in spirituality. Isn't that true? Mar-a-Lago and Osprey, Florida. We got them both. uh, okay, so I just wanted to generally talk about the time loop because Easter is very much about that, isn't it? It's about resurrection. It's about, and that's, yes, it's about many parts, but of course, if it's resurrected on the cross, we're talking about a 64-year time loop. And we're talking about the individual resurrection where you have to meet with God before the end of the time loop. Do it. Then you're secure. I met with God, and He said, go back in the body and wait for the end of the time loop. It's like, okay, great. I really don't want to be waiting here. It's like, yeah, but you do want to be waiting here knowing you're just waiting to go be with God. Yeah, that's true. Uh, but you don't want to be here no, you're not meeting or wondering. Am I? Or you're no, I already met with him, so I know, yeah. Oh yeah. I gotta meet with him on the day. It's like, okay. And then you long for God, and that's difficult, but it's way less difficult than uh-oh. I know there's 8 years left, but I guess I'm gonna do the same old thing. Okay. Everyone pretty much is just like, I'm gonna play the same character. This is all good. They know where everything is. They know where the gold is. They got houses, whatever. There's plenty of everything for everyone. It doesn't really get worse until the end, and then it's just, well, the game's up, sweep up, and the game's over. Okay. In the end, though, it's like, well, just we're throwing off the regulations. Go ahead and dig everything up. It's like, oh, okay. So swamp, saltwater flows to the lowest space, right? I think the gold is around there. Wherever there used to be gold or whatever, there's still some there. Oh, yeah, California's played out. Yeah, I bet it's not. Uh, and so many other places, that have lots of rocks and mountains and stuff like that. Oh no, there's nothing up there. Who is it? X, XBYC LLC. It's like, yeah. Uh, yeah, start digging. Yeah. I'm just saying, America's has all this wealth. It's drained it from many other places, but it also saved a lot of it. So, resources till the big, you know, 4 years of Trump push now that we're in. Okay. And I think that relates to, the time loop and Easter and so on. I guess I'm not very traditional thinking about Easter because, Jesus never lived. God backs every deity. Avatar, who wrote the story of Jesus Christ? God did. It laid it down here. But did Jesus Christ actually live here in history? True? No. What? No. But Jesus Christ is real. Is coming on the day, and like that's the script. It's like, yeah, okay. Not saying that's not happening. I'm just saying, obviously, the rest didn't happen. There's no futures. They know it. They're acting accordingly, and so I'm just keeping you wise to their antics and why they're doing it, what they're up to. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Uh, okay. Let's get into some other things. How about the time loop itself? To say I was wondering when did their mama died? The actual date. January 31, yeah, 1969. So he says I'm the awakener. So when I was looking into, the possibility of this, first of all, nobody talks about a 64-year time loop. I'll leave it myself, but they all know. Yikes. But you'll never find it anywhere else out there, ever. Uh, But so you got January 31st, so it's like, okay, if he's the awakener, and that I was thinking like they're past ages, you know what I'm saying? And these are the ages. And this is a cycle that reboots, and there are this many ages, like, oh, there are 8 or whatever ages, but there's really just one. And so uh, I'm not saying that some can't be played out necessarily in heaven or hell. You know what I'm saying? But that here in Earth, there's one. Uh, there's just one. So, by heaven and hell, things happen there. That's what not, some better than in heaven than in hell. But still, the goal is just to meet with God at the end. Okay, I'm back home. Yes. Okay. Don't give me any more of them loop thingies. You're making me loopy. So, when I looked at, found the trust and started uncovering the truth behind Bear Baba and the Baba lovers and all their land and all their machinations and all the people involved with them and the town and the city and everything to do with Bear Baba and all the different countries and all those different spiritual organizations and all the different locations and all that stuff, not wanting to know about the truth of this flag. I'm like, hey, wait a second. Right, you know, God gives a revelation, and I'm like, oh man, the rainbows prove we're inside a crystal dome. So rainbow flag with the blue on top. Oh, that's God, the ocean up there. He wasn't, he was just saying God is the ocean. He was like, oh, that's okay. Hey, God, Uh, and the fact that no Baba lovers, I mean, absolutely zero of them wanted to discuss any of that about his flag at all or any other, like his trust or so many of the things. I'm like, this guy actually solved every mystery. If anyone could unlock them, which I did, I was like, they all make sense to me now. And I unlocked every mystery that he had, and I'm like, oh, this guy is. I mean, he wrote down the truth, and I was like, wait a second, this is too perfect. Like this is just too perfect, and no one. It's impossible. That someone would know all this and so on and have it written down in books perfectly. I can't get a book. How could I get a book like a book that I read? How could I get it to like a place that publishes books and have it actually be made into a book and sent out? I'm not. Yeah, you can pay money to. I'm just saying, an actual place. Hey, we're interested in your book. We want to publish it. What? Don Mead. It's sort of like Mayor Obama. Hey, we like your book. We're going to publish it. It's like that. No, impossible. Once you start, seeing how the truth is, anathema to the organizations of the earth. The truth is forbidden, verboten. You see what I'm saying? The truth is forbidden to speak or be said. Don't speak it. And if somebody speaks it, it's like, how did you find out? And then let's try to squash them. Okay, God didn't let we squash us. Make them invisible. You see, uh, once I found that out, I was like, okay, this is crazy. You know what I mean? Like, this is on a whole nother level. Like, how can this many individuals, millions of individuals work together? Tens of millions, hundreds of millions, like everyone. How could everyone be working together to make something happen and they keep it all quiet? I don't how. You know, you're like, okay, they're different species, they're different, you know. When you say Easter rebirth, you have to what's being reborn? What is going on currently to create a harvest, to create rebirth, to create the time loop to start again? What is driving this? You see, what's actually going on around us? Uh, and finding that out. And someone led me to be like, okay, well, this guy says he wakes up to age. He's pretty accurate about everything else. So sometime, and they say, never forget 9/11 and everything's 64. So that means time loop's got to be somewhere, never forget 9/11. We'll never forget. Like, first of all, our opposition is stupid. They need a script that they can't forget, and they have to be told a million times like they're children, literally. So you can't be changing the date like from 9/11. It's got to be 9/11 at the beginning, 9/11 at the they're idiotic morons. So that helps them. Do you see? God keeps the narrative perfect. Jesus Christ became a yogi, yes. J.O., the funny note, I got yelled at last night to slow down. It's 25 mile per hour. So I looked down, I was going 19. That's funny. I get some of them dirty looks on my electric bike now. I've got yelled at on my electric bike by the no electric people up on their trail. Sir, get out of here with your thingy. I've heard that definitely, uh, but not going that fast either near them. So it's just a general dislike, I think, at least for in my situation. All churches advertise for 9 and 11 o'clock services. Yeah, that's funny, right? Interesting. Yeah. It's once you start taking in this whole thing, and then you get to the other side of it, and you're like, so who's actually in here playing this game, and who doesn't know? You know what I mean? And then it's like I had this one girl. I had just had an interest. Every single drum circle is some crazy, weird, you know, telling me the same thing again and again. True. This guy walks around with a chair at every drum circle. He's called the Chairman. He has a website and stuff, sells chairs. But he's the chairman of the board. He works around with a big crowd on a chair, literally, just a stupid, like, very inexpensive, like metal uh, chair, with arms. It's just on his head, and then he'll put it down and sit next to you. So he's the chairman, and he said, "I have this girl I want you to talk to," and this young, very beautiful girl. He's like, "Oh, and they introduced." She just walked by and say, "Oh, you need to talk to him about your thing," and she was, having some spiritual. Uh, what's the right word? Crux. You know what I was saying? Some spiritual entanglement she was from working through or whatever. and she was there with her family, and she was a siren. And so she comes over, and she works over at Meter, and we talk for a little bit. One of the first things we do when we talk is I was like, oh, we're in a time loop and stuff, and she just right down next to me goes like this, not like this to me, but just right down here. It inadvertently flashes it for 1 second. I'm like, she knows what I'm going to say. She knows, get out of here, just go, stop. you know, they all know, so they just know. They know. They know. Jay, I renamed the local town from the devil town to Stupidville. That's funny. Uh, that is a good catch that Alan made. The state churches are generational curses. Generational. That is true. Go back to your post. The loop restarts. Here you go. Yeah. The glitch is they keep gotta go back to the same spot. Atlantic, she jumped out of the Bermuda. So okay, crypto. I mean, what's you know, if you're Christian, you sign a trust, follow the 2 commandments, eternal life. Listen to the guy. What the rules? I don't make them, by the way. I totally don't make the rules here. I don't. Uh, I accept that God's law is, and I just follow it. So they say the avatar is a law, but really, he just knows the law and just follows it. That's what I don't know. You don't make the law, you just follow it. It's God's law. Uh, so the law of eternal life and kick it out of death and taxes. Okay, that's the script I get you out of death and taxes. Here you go. So crypto is the opposite, right? It's crypt, go to the crypt, die. Here, pay for your soul. What? In crypto. How much you want? uh that's a lot of crypto. It's like, yeah, no, we have infinite. So just how much do you require for your soul? Because we want your soul. It's like, oh, okay, here you go. Crypto, O being a loop, right? One ring to bind them, one ring to rule them all. Is a circle, yes? Like the four seasons, here comes Easter again. Yearly calendar of the, you know, events, the events calendar. Yeah, uh holy days, the holidays, right? Holy 1, 2, 3, 4. HOLY. The 4 days, the important days of the loop. So, crypto is how they send you to hell and send you to the time loop again. It's in the name, crypto. So that's what it's there for. We, uh, we're opening up the treasury books. We got Musk coming in. Don't you know the time loop script? Okay, so we're doing crypto and we're buying souls that way because we don't want to come and look for the last 10 years and be like, hey, you've been buying souls over here. It's like, no, we keep that off books, man. We do it on crypto now. What? Nah, we don't. We, we can't go up to like 100 trillion debt. We are at 34 trillion. We can't move it up to like 200 trillion just overnight. But we are buying some souls. Oh, we're getting it down. Uh, so crypto, you can see in the name, it's all the same. It's always them. It's always the same game. So to the crypt, you're gonna go as to the time loop. So, can it be a useful mechanism for transactions? I mean, barely. It's one of the hardest transaction things I've ever encountered. The idea is a transaction is supposed to be easy. So, they're just buying souls with that stuff. It's not like, okay, here you go. It's just obvious to me what they're using it for. Uh, Next week, I want to get into a concept. I already have the show dialed up, so please come next week. God is final arbiter, final decider of everything, of who lives, who breathes, who quits breathing, everything. God decides everything. Final arbiter, arbite. An arbiter is one who the final decider, the final judge, the final one who's going to decide. And arbite is kind of it's like trabajo or work, actually. Trabajo. Arbeit is a German word, basically, that means to work, or a very similar, almost spelled the same word. Arbeit macht free, but frei, right? Arbeit, work makes you free, is what it had in the fake above the, uh, you know, uh, Nazi uh, Holocaust camps. That was a famous sign. Arbeit macht free. So is say your works. You see the saying? But if the final arbiter is the final judge and jury, who is that God? So it's interesting that work, your work and God, which are combined, makes you free. This sign is actually true. If you look, if you think about it. So, uh, your works, your karma, what you decide by your actions to do makes you free in this dome. Uh, Are the other time loops real? Maybe in hell. That'll make sense in real history. Maybe in the world that isn't this world where things can run, you know, with only cowards present, where I'm not going to be present. Maybe. Where I'm not going to be there. You see this? I'm not going to hell. So if no one will step up and cry out to God, they can pretty much do anything. And they're gonna. So the other time loops can be real in hell. You see? Maybe. God says, I'm going to step up and say nothing. Okay. So there's only one time loop where you can really get free. Here. You see, here. You can't get free of hell. So, crypto, the dark web currency. Exactly. It's a dark web. You're caught. You're trapped. Let's pay for your soul, and you're trapped forever in the dark web. Well, only the devil has a dark web. So, yeah, you're trapped. Bingo. The spider got you. Uh, he told everyone the Treasury determines who dies every month by the weight of the capsule the elevator can take that goes down the paper files in a basement. That's funny. No, it is predetermined, all the deaths and everything. It's the same like every time loop, so they do know. Elon said it publicly. Oh, that's interesting. I did not know that. Eloise is listening from Germany. Been praying for him a lot. Oh, that's wonderful. Let's all right now pray for Alois. He's Jamie's special man here and is in Germany. So we're going to say a prayer that God watches over you, brings you to God, and makes your life easy. This life is not easy in any way, shape, or form. You're a good man. We're looking out for your family and looking out for yourself and trying to be with God. So let's pray for him that God watches over him and helps him. We do need to pray for each other in here. That's the main thing we need to do because we need God's help. Who are we? We don't run any governments or giant companies or have millions of dollars or any of those things, but we have God. It's like, right? I've said it a lot, but it's like in the Bhagavad Gita, right? Uh, Arjuna gets, the prince that loses his kingdom, and Krishna comes along and says, "Well, I might help. I can help you get back your kingdom." It's his brother, whoever who's usurped the kingdom, is Krishna says, "I'll tell you what. One of you can have everything. You have the kingdom, the armies, the wealth. You can have everything. You can have everything, and one of you can have me." And Arjuna goes, "I'll take you." And the other guy's like, "You take him? What? What are you? Thank you. Get out of here. Of course, he lost his kingdom. So, that's the deal. And that's the situation. We were like, hey, God, yeah, no, they have everything and they want more than everything. There is no more. We're in a ball, okay? There's only so much, and they want more. There's just a ball. There's just what's in here. How could you want more than what's in here? That's not logical. What do you mean you want more? It's so stupid. So anyway, we need to pray for each other. So, Eloise, pray for you, brother. Yeah, thanks, Jamie. Yes, Jamie. God bless his success. Please move forward. My roommate has no clue what I do in the trust. Yeah, right. Tamala, oh, it's good to have you here. Glad you made it. Been talking about resurrection and the loop and all that stuff because that's what we're into, right? Well, yearly cycle. We're in spring and a harvest season, so we're in harvest now. Last 8 years, and Trump is half of it. So Trump wants his half of everything, and that's what they're going to harvest, and that we're going to witness that as kind of mainly what I said and explaining crypto and thanking everyone for their wonderful donations, like you, Pamela. Good. Jamie is praying for us also, and I think that's what we need to do is pray for each other and our individual spiritual foxholes out there, especially Jay Fox, right? And because we're asked to do so much. Now we have a gathering coming up, yes, May 3rd through the 10th, and you come for a day or a couple days, that's fine. Uh, they're not really going to have too much official going on. We're just going to gather and meet with each other. I do want to baptize whoever shows up if you want it. Uh, and then I'm there just hang out, and you could visit with the other people doing this work who were really incredible, amazing, wonderful individuals. And get to know each other, what we've been through, and share our situations. You might have some questions or thoughts. That just be yourself. We're interested in each other. We're rare. We're the rare gems. So we are the rare gems. So gems aren't rare. That's what I'm getting at. Gems aren't rare. We are the rare gems. Us individuals in here. You walked in to say something random this word. I said 2 words. He got angry and walked off and not speaking to me all day. It's Groundhog's Day here every day. I think that happens a lot when people are in different spiritual, places. I find that is a common story, a common theme in my situations that I've been in. Is just being in a different place spiritually, and that's a thing. Putting us in our foxholes, it's like I understand that. Not easy. I get the silent treatment every day. It's wonderful. I do what I want all day and pray. Yeah, that's what happens. You get closer to God. It's like, oh, thank you for the meditation time. I'm going to chill with God. That is, I agree. Jay Baba. Like, yes, I'm going to squeeze people, right? No, it's great to meet the people that actually care about the truth and care for one another and care. They're sweethearted people that actually care about animals and their neighbors and life and, a totally different way of seeing reality than the rest of people. So it's wonderful. Sorry, up there, right? He who walks between the rows. That's funny. Uh, he's an entity. God is playing every entity with all these powers and everything into this big script. Let's see what else I have here. So I'm still working through the details of website and what to do with this church and so on. I think maybe it's good to meet with one another and get your feedback and so on. I want it to be as useful as possible, so I'm going to be putting up the information that's proving useful. I'm working through that, and then what to do. I think a gathering is sounds, oh, okay, let's get together, whatever. But people move so far spiritually when it happens. It has such unique individual spiritual events as so many people even meet with God that I find it useful for people. A little bit wearing on me, gotta be honest, but not in a bad way or anything like that. Good way, good way. I'm able to, work off doing my purpose. So that's what I'm supposed to be doing. It's not like that. Uh, but it could be wearing on you individually too. In that, oh my God, I met with God. I gotta, absorb what happened to me and what you know. So in a good way, and I don't mean meeting with me, meeting with God. I mean like you have an individual experience, like oh, I went on the other side and I had a vision of with God. It's like, yeah, there is a spiritual hierarchy. You agree to it. God, lets you know, hey, okay. So, and that's not an uncommon thing to happen during, before, soon after a gathering. I think that's common. But I think it's also common during a gathering because God's way to let you know that it's tied to that and that it's real and so on. The spiritual hierarchy is real. And why make a game where hierarchy is important and all that stuff and then it's not? It doesn't make any sense. So God is practical and it does make sense. And so I'm not just saying it can be wearing in a good way, like, oh, I met with God, yay, let's get together again. And so ultimately, I mean, I don't know. Be thinking about when we get together what might be the most useful thing to do with this church or the concept of gathering together. I mean, people gather every week if they have a church. Those things are so ridiculously expensive. It's a joke. Uh, and plus, there aren't that many people like physically near me. And Mike comes over here when he needs to hang out with me. Well, yeah, come on by. So I don't know, you know. So be thinking about those things, and we can discuss them. Your intelligence, your intelligence. You are intelligence itself. You're intelligent. You have your own super intelligent way to see reality and so on. Your input is important. So I'm trying to serve people. I'm not trying to tell them what they exactly need to be served, how to be served from their end. That doesn't completely make sense. So anyway, think about it. Squeeze back to TV. That's so great, Pamela. Uh, Pauletta's driving. All right, Pauletta. I was thanking you, Twin Towers of Power, earlier for your support and so on. Thank you, ladies, and many others. Thank you. I wouldn't be doing this work without your support, and so I really take it very seriously and try to keep it moving practical, which is why I probably, how to say this. I think this church would be best as sort of like a social justice type of a church. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why I want to have the discussion next week about God as the final arbiter, meaning you social, who's the one that decides what's just socially and steps in and changes things is God. You see what I'm saying? So I don't find it in any way, you know, at odds to have a social justice church. I find it perfectly in harmony. So, because I mean, why did this angel give me a sword of justice? You see what I'm saying? Uh, and so, who needs justice? The society. You know, I don't think I can't get the crabs justice or the ants. but I can work for the humans. So that's what I'm going to focus on. Uh, but I treat the crabs nicely and the ants nicely, and when I pass through their kingdoms as nicely as I can, well, I do have like a natural poison to keep them out of my house with the ants down here in Florida. Uh, so that's what I'm working through. There are many social justice churches out there, and I want to make sure I'm useful and not useful. You know, don't want to work against myself and so on. So how does you guys bought it back from somebody J Baba? Uh, how about this concept? The less you need, then the less you're enslaved. If your needs are few and if your wants really aren't there, aren't you enslaved less by what's here, the systems that are here? They don't have a grip on you because you're not beholden to them. But you know, we still are because the systems exist, so you need them to eat and so on like that. I'm not saying live off the land or nothing like that, but you can see how the less you need and the less, you're oppressed. Everyone needs the same, at least some basic level of subsistence and peace and quiet and tranquility. I'm not getting at that. It's different for each individual, but it's that kind of a trade off, do I want that thing enough to give up my piece to go work or whatever? I'm an accountant, so I'm, weighing that, the scale to see whether it's worth it. And so I'm just presenting the idea that, you're going to be less used uh, for things you don't want to be used for if you're careful about your purchasing and what you make and so on. Uh, then you have more time for God. So I'm just, helping with that idea, uh, just on a basic level for you. Um, Dee Gabriel slipped a message to me in her bag on the flight back. He could. The flight back from God. I flew to you, and you flew me back. Um, it's going to be 2 weeks now since like in 2 weeks, the Sunday is May 4th. May the 4th be with you. My paperwork says that's my character's birth date, fake. Um, but it's May the 4th, and it's Sunday at noon. So I'm wondering, should we gather together and do this Sunday somewhere at noon when you all are here? Think about that. And, should we do it outside of the shade somewhere and get together in a wonderful, nice, outdoor, convenient location? Uh, doesn't have to be too formal or nothing like that, like, uh, it's probably going to be like it is this time of year, kind of beautiful. You need some shade. Might be mid 80s at the warmest, so might be warm. Might be mid 70s. So, uh, just thinking about that, you know, uh, just a thought. Okay, okay, you like that idea? Okay, uh, and then you know, I think it would be good to get some real feedback because I think, yeah, hey, great, it's I have stuff to say, but I would like to hear from you all. My experience was this is what I had to live through. I think people would be, you know, really appreciative of people sharing their experiences, especially when you're physically with one another. I just think it really means a lot. I'm not trying to run a church where, hey, the guy on the thing says the stuff and everybody doesn't say anything and they leave. No, your experience is just as valuable to me and to each other as mine. So I would like to set up a situation where, maybe that could happen. Uh, and even if I run a simple setup with a phone or whatever, I could repeat your question. Maybe put the phone on. You'd be like, okay, and if it doesn't pick up, I could be like, okay, your thought was or whatever. Give you the phone for a second, or just make it simple. I don't know. We don't have to over complexify the thing. Uh, and I don't want to make things into too much, and we don't just get the time to share with one another in an easy, simple. There are lots of like shady places, like on Legacy Trail, and in different parks and so on. Uh, in Sarasota, where near people are going to be, is stuff where we could like pick a place and meet outside. It would be like, okay, plenty of parking or whatever, or easy to get to, easy to take an Uber to, or like that. And it's a beautiful time of year. Hasn't super heated up yet, and guys, super humid. The rains haven't started yet, uh, but the flowers are all in bloom. Uh, so anyway, that's what I was thinking about. That looks like that maybe is a. I'll start thinking about a spot then. Since that looks good. Okay. Uh, Wonderful. Rhoda played at 8 years old is no adult, so pray this goes right. Ah, yes, the plays always go where they should. There are no accidents. Well, I'll pray for you, Dee Dee. Come on, what? Dee Dee needs us to pray for you. Uh-oh. Well, I'll say a prayer for you, Dee Dee. Let's all do that. God watch over Dee Dee. She goes from home and she visit with her buddies here in Sarasota and she goes back home. Yay. And everything is wonderful. See God again? Hey, that would be nice too. All right. So wonderful, happy travels for Dee Dee, please, and anyone that comes with her. Thank you, God. You don't end up in Australia. Uh, you might be happy. I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't. It's Australia. What can I say? I'm not coming back. It's the beach. The beach is incredible. Oh my God! Actually, don't use this number again. Okay, bye. No, you'll love it here. It's a wonderful place. It's really beautiful here, and mainly the snowbirds mainly start trickling out by after Easter, usually after today. So it should be calming down a little bit by then. So uh, and today's 420. Let's just decode the date 420, right? Right, marijuana day. Oh my God! And there's some script about why it's 420, but let's just do the math, right? 4 plus 2 is 6. How many? How many? So 6. How many digits? 4203. So 3 times 6, 666. So let's just call it 420 for what it is. You know what I'm saying? Rebirth. It is just just this place is the place of duality, right? There's life and death. You know, you're born, you die, and everything's like that. It's a big wheel. Yeah, but that's not really true. And so, what makes that not true is, that the 64-year time loop. I mean, how can you say, man, there's a 64-year time loop? It stops then, it starts then, and then say, no, I'm an atheist. What? You can't. That doesn't work. Who's doing that then? God is obvious. If you said the time loop is real, it's like God is so obvious as a joke, you know? So that's why I mean, it's altering, it's mind and heart and body and soul altering to realize you're in this 64-year time loop and whatever, all the stuff going on around you, it alters you forever to just have an interest in God because it's so overwhelming that every sign and every symbol of everything is set up for only one reason. There's this time loop, and then there's a harvest at the end of it. Go to heaven, go to hell. Uh-oh. Wait, that's all that's going on? I'm gonna sort of focus on that then. It's like, no, 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 what? Don't focus on that. No, come on over here. What? No, I'm gonna focus on that. That's all that's going on. All your signs and symbols are about one thing. Oh yeah, but don't worry about it. Yeah, no, actually, you worry about it. It's the only thing you care about. Our adversaries only use that sign and symbol, say the same thing all the time, but they're like, no, that's not important. No, that's not real. It's real to you. You see? So it's always real to you, but you just can't say it. So it's that important to them. So it's that important to us, is my point. You see, to say that it alters your vision of what's going to happen. And then you can begin to see your adversary's behavior and the reasons behind it. Why are they going for the land grab? Drill, baby, drill. Why are they going to do all this stuff? Because there's only 8 years left. They're going to, what else are they going to do? What else would greedy creatures do? They're going to be like, well, there's only 1 million gallons. I can only drink, 1,000 gallons a day. I got to start drinking now. I got to get my 1,000 for the day. That's, you can't have enough factories to process all the gold. It takes time to build them factories, smelters, whatever. So they're going to do it. You're going to get a job if you want one. We're going to take it all. So I'm just trying to get you grounded in reality. You see Easter for what it is, see the cross for what it is, see the character of Jesus and the resurrection for what it is, and see that this matters to you, that this is about your life, your spiritual advancement. There's TikTok, there's a short time to do it. And in that short time, you can do it. God is allowing it to happen. And so focus on that, and I'll do my best to help you get to God and keep moving forward in that direction. Enough dogma to keep us useful uh, and to keep the wolves at bay, you know. But beyond that, God is really past even knowing. God is, I bend the knee to God, and whatever you say, that's gonna be right. So I'm gonna do what you say, and we're going to right now. We're good. We're good. Okay. Uh, okay, God. There we go. All right. You saw a church that was named Harvest Church. Made me sick, but that's true. But you see the truth in the harvest and the cycle, the way they see it, and they're naming the church, and you see how they view it. You see, so they're reaping their harvest for the devil, basically. But you know, either side could win. There are two sides. They don't like the truth, not many, but you do. So you're winning. You're winning the game. Good one, Jay. Judy, I pray today for God to help this man over here break his curse. Yes, I'll pray the same. It's so real. The same 10 words every day for 30 some years. That's going to be a difficult one to break. So a big miracle, God. Thank you in advance for your gigantic miracle, God. Uh, Oh, we may feel the tremors in Florida. Okay, wow, that's going to be. Sounds like we're on shaky ground. Okay, thank you, God, for helping with that in advance. Thank you. Oh, many prayers. Thank you, Frank. J. Baba, praise Jesus Christ indeed. No conversation. Oh, ever his teeth. It's almost like Satan sent me here as a guard dog on me. I got a cat right now, and I understand that. What do you expect around you? If you're made of light, don't you expect a shadow around you? Isn't that the nature of duality? Come on, Isn't the shadow the thing that propels us forward to God? So aren't you stubborn a little bit? I know I am. So he needed someone there constantly pushing us to God. Thank you, God. Sort of. Sort of. Ah. Cat is cute. Well, that's cat don't help you that much. I'm just saying. I mean, they're not super annoying. Merle is only sometimes annoying. His person name is John Paul. He needs prayers. Oh, John Paul, you got my prayers. John Paul. Let's head in the more in the direction of just happiness of God. Okay. God, you know what to do to help, so we're asking you to do what you needs doing. Thank you, God. Why do these dogs, like huskies, seem so human-like? Wow, they're all shapeshifters. They're watching us. Merlin will respond to me when I say certain things to him, but literally, if I sneeze, every single sneeze, meow, he says, God bless you. First, he definitely prays. 100% says, God bless you. Is the only thing I can count on him saying, actually. He will be out if he's hungry sometimes, some other things, but he will tell me some stuff. But God bless you is one sure thing. So I'm just saying, it's, know them for what they are. All right. That's everything I had on my list today on Easter. And so, Easter's a time of rebirth. The character gets up off the ground. Uh, going to Samadhi. That's what they say happened to Jesus, right? Oh, you're dead. They came out back in the body. That's in India, they call that Samadhi, right? You leave the body and come back in. That's a spiritual ability granted by God, grace from God. Okay, well, your body wasn't working, so over here we call that dead. You were dead, and then you came back in, and now you're alive again. Ooh, and that was 3 days for me. It's happened to me for a few hours at times, two separate times. It's happened to me. Uh, but different samadhis have happened as I go up the plays. But the final one is, when you actually meet with the individual character or characters of God instead of the general non-individualized character of God. So that's the experience of leaving the body at life, going over the other side. Oh, hey, God, what? You're over here? I thought death was bad. Wait, man, all their marketing is BS. You come back and you're like, wait a second, give me back death, the good place. I'm going to do some different marketing. You're like, give me back. Hey, get me over there again, God. So anyway, 3 years, 3 days death into samadhi. It's something that everyone that comes to God experiences. It's in Christ consciousness, you're the body completely. God takes everything, even life. You know what I'm saying, and then grants it again. Or at the end of the time loop, God's like, okay, but since it's an automatic event, you know what I'm saying, based on karma, which God can set up to be exactly your karma gets good on the date. God can do that and has done that. But I'm just saying, for some people, it's like, I'm going to get you early, push you back into the body, you know what's up. Now help other people. Okay, have fun. You're like, have fun. This place sucks. Put me back. Fun is with you. This place isn't fun by comparison. Anyway, that's what Easter is about, is the that individualized consciousness being created from our separation or feeling separate from God, and then, oh, this is who I am. And then you reconnect with God, you're like, oh, wait, I'm both things. So that's what this is about, us coming to God, the rebirth, the cycle of it happening, right? That's what our life is about. That's what life is about. So that's what Easter is about, right? The harvest is our soul returns to God. That's the fruit, right? The fruit of the trees. So you know them by their fruits, right? You've met with God or you haven't yet. I'm preparing to. Great. You're preparing to because it's going to happen. And we're praying that it does happen for each and every one of you, every one of us, right? Praying that it happens. That's what changes lives when you meet with God. So I pray that that happens for you. I want that to happen for you today, Easter. Today's the day of rebirth. So God stop by everyone in here's house, home today. Go and stop by. What? Visit. It's Easter. Yeah, I'm asking. What? Give everyone somebody like they've been praying for. Go, God, stop by their home. They don't want whoever's in the house with them there. They want you. So stop by. Thank you, God. That. And I look forward to seeing everyone at the gathering this coming. Thank you for your support. I'm just trying to do my job and be as useful as possible to you. Any way that I can be, let me know how I can be, please. I really am. I try to tell some people about your cat, and God bless you, yeah. And you use the dogma movie scene to show them, and 3 days later, it was pulled for copyright fidelity. Oh, yeah. That's funny. Happy Easter to all. J Baba, Jesus Christ, and God bless everyone here. So sweet. Jason, God bless you, brother. And God bless you, Jamie. Thank you too, Jamie. Everyone, thank you for the support. I'll continue on. I'll continue doing my best. And I pray God does God's best for you and your loved ones, your whole family, everyone of them, all of them. God, step in there. This is God. This is people are crying out to you. You have to answer. That's your job. We're doing our best. So you stop by, help out. So thank you. All right. Thank you, Frank. Everyone, next week we'll have one more day like this, and then we'll be at the gathering. Okay? Getting soon. I'm excited. I'm happy. Okay. God bless you all. I'll see you soon. Uh, have a wonderful week. In the classroom if you need me or anything like that. All right. Okay. God bless you one and all.